Welcome to the Sherri Johnson Show, the podcast for real estate agents who are ready to stop chasing their next deal and start building a business that provides predictable and consistent monthly income to even double or even triple your income and sales production in less than a year. I'm Sherri Johnson, international real estate coach, speaker, consultant, and the creator of the exclusive Goldmine Pipeline strategy that's helped thousands of agents add over 6 figures to even 7 figures to their bottom line. If you're ready to generate more leads, crush your income goals, and finally play the long game, you're in the right place. Let's dig in. All right. Well, I am back, the Sherri Johnson podcast show, and today's guest is so exciting. I met this awesome agent a few weeks ago at a live event, and I am so excited because I think if you're listening today, you need AI, you need to understand it better. You need to have a team structure that uses AI to help leverage your time, leverage all these amazing tools you probably don't even know exist. So I'm Sherri Johnson. Welcome back to the show. And today we're literally talking with Nick Fagley from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
I'm so excited you're here. Thank you. We've got just such a great show planned. And the first thing I want to tell our listeners is tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the business in real estate. You have a team. You're at Howard Hanna Real Estate in Harrisburg, my alma mater. And so you have been in the business. Tell us how long, how many houses you're selling, and how many people are on your team.
Yeah. So I started back 2019. So going on 6 years in the industry. Prior to that, I did lending. So was always in the real estate world. So I do play that into some of my success because I was in the industry, just not on the sales side of it. So total year, to date, we've sold the team 377 properties, a little over that now with this year, about 96 million to about 100 million with what we've done this year so far.
That is fantastic. How many people are on your team?
We're at 8.
Awesome. And what is your average sale price in Harrisburg?
About 356.
Wonderful. That's a lot of units. And I love it. So a lot of success in a very short period of time in sales and real estate. How did you make the switch? What prompted you to go from mortgage to sales and real estate?
I was tired of living in a box. The mortgage industry is more the corporate industry. I worked for one of the larger credit unions, and they were more of the corporate world. And it wasn't a good fit anymore of show up at 9, leave at 5, don't answer your phone on the weekend, don't do this, don't do that. And I saw how the real estate world really needed to work. So I was like, you know what? I'm going into the sales. It's better for my life. It's better for my, cohesiveness for what I need. And I don't regret the move. I really don't.
No, it doesn't look like it. You're doing phenomenally. So that is outstanding. When I met you, I remember being like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? And he had these, Meta glasses on with a camera, Ray-Ban glasses. We're going to talk about that, how you use all of these new sort of what typical agents today would be blown away by. Let's first talk about AI and how you've incorporated the AI tools to leverage your time, add remote AI assistance, this is going to blow your mind, everybody. But how have you incorporated AI? Let's start at the very basics, because a lot of people don't even realize that ChatGPT is their first assistant. Can you expand on that and then tell us how you've grown that within your team?
Yeah. So I probably started like everybody has. It was ChatGPT, and I used it like Google. I would go in and I would ask it a question, and I would get an answer. And that's what I would do with it. And then I would have it help me rewrite stuff. rewrite property descriptions and stuff like that. So I used it like Google. I used it like Grammarly. And I realized that I wasn't using it correctly. I started asking it more questions of, what can I have you help me do? So I took it a step further. I started using Sintra, which is 12 AI virtual assistants. I have them all doing different things. They ask me questions every single day, all based around my business. They learn my business. I upload things into what's called the AI brain. Whether it is the Pennsylvania agreement of sale, or if it is the, all the documents, all of them live inside the brain. Every time one changes, I go in, I delete the old one out, I put the new one in. Policies, procedures, all of those things, Bright's rules, everything lives inside that brain, so that when I'm going in there and I'm having it do things for me, it's doing it based off of the information I've provided. When I'm saying it's doing things for me, it manages my emails. It will tell me what emails I did not get to from the day before every single morning at 4 a.m. when I get up, because I'm psychotic. I don't have children. So Aries gets me up every morning at 4 a.m. because it's time for breakfast. So it's AI knows. So I get up at 4 a.m. I feed Aries. I open my laptop. Literally, Sintra's the first thing that pops up, and it already knows. It has a to-do list of, here's the emails you did not get to yesterday. It already knows it needs to have that ready by 4 a.m. because it's learned my schedule. It will also tell me what Facebook comments were left from the day before and what the replies were that it has left for me, because Cassie will leave replies for me as my customer service assistant. So AI has truly opened up so many doors for me when I took over with Sintra, which is very new to the market. I think this is only year 3 that I've had it, maybe going on year 4. It's very, very new. I was one of the very first people to have it. I actually had it when it was free. I was one of the people that piloted it with them. I still have it a lot cheaper than what most people are getting it today.
Well, you are the model customer of using it. So I want to go back. I heard you say there's a brain, like the central operating brain of your business, which is all in Sintra.
Yep.
And it's pulling information so it can do the work for you. Now, when you heard, everybody listening, when you heard Nick say there are 12 virtual assistants, they're AI assistants, they have names. I've gotten along in AI to the point where, AI talks back to me in my language and says, "You rock, Sherri, let's do this," which is how I talk. And so it will, this is so revolutionary, guys. And I want just give them an idea, because people listening are probably like, "Oh, that costs too much money." I looked at Sintra. It is not crazy. Give them like the general regular pricing that's on their website. It's not
$97 a month.
Yeah. We're talking
$97
about
$97 a month.
And you are getting the value of what you would pay someone, maybe $45,000 to $80,000 per person in a real setting. Some of you have teams. I know your people are valuable. You like having the live person. Obviously, when that is the right person, you keep that person. But what can be offloaded to a virtual assistant? And you just mentioned one other cool thing I don't want to go over, not talk about, which is making the comments in your voice on Facebook. And is that also on Instagram?
They don't have Instagram done yet. They have LinkedIn, they have Facebook, but they're constantly adding more because they are a new platform. It is coming. You can make suggestions as to what you want to see next, which is a great feature in settings, you can go and go, this is what I would like to see next. So you can tell them what you would like to see next. And that is what they're going to work on.
Perfect. And then is Emmy the email assistant?
Emmy, no, I use Visi for that. Visi is the virtual assistant one. But so yes, Emmy is your email, but I use Visi personally because that's the one that I just started out with. But Emmy is technically your email one that will manage your email for you. So yes, that's where your email would technically live, but I personally use Visi for that myself.
And when we say manage your emails, so a lot of you are also like, what does that mean? Well, I use Fixer AI and it's only for my email. It's not doing all virtual assisting for all other things. However, does the Visi, your AI assistant, do they auto populate drafts for emails for you?
Yep.
So tell everybody what that actually means, because this is going to save you hours, hours of time.
So Visi will write as if she's me. She will literally draft an email in my tone, the way I speak. She drafts at my education level. So because I've uploaded all of that documentation into the brain, I've given her all of that education about myself. I've talked to her. I've taught her who I am so that way she knows and she can truly understand how I want her to respond. So when I tell her, okay, I want you to respond to this, she'll be able to respond and then be able to actually act on and do it. So when the email comes up and in 4 a.m. and goes, hey, you didn't respond to this yesterday. Do you want me to go ahead and draft a reply? I hit yes. She'll show me, do you like this reply? I'll go yes or no. If I hit no, do you want me to give you another one? I hit yes. Boom. I get another option. Do you like this one? Yes. Or I can go, no, but I want you to add this, 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 and this. And then she adds it in and boom, sends it off.
And so how much time do you think between all of this tasks are you saving? Both, I want to say saving time, saving money.
Oh God, yes. I maybe only spend 5-10 minutes now with email instead of 5-10 hours. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm done with emails by 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't touch them again until the next day now.
And, people are like, oh my gosh, does it automatically send? Well, no, you can have some on auto reply if you want. You can have some that are going into your draft folder for you to approve that have 2 different options in them. You just heard that you can update and change 5 minutes to 8 hours. So that is huge. And I think not only does this provide you with more time to go on more appointments and do the high dollar producing activities that you want to be doing, we're not bogged down. So many people, agents, are bogged down with email and text and missing opportunities. And I'm assuming that you can set this up that if someone writes an email in about one of your properties, does it have an automatic reply that you've approved that can go to that person to secure an appointment? Or how do you use it for lead generation and responses, auto responses?
You can, yes. So you can actually even use it on your website as well. So Cassie, your customer service rep, can actually be linked through as well so that when auto responses need to be done, they can happen as well.
That just means an agent can respond while they're out showing a house or at a listing appointment. Your virtual assistant, Cassie, in this case, she's sending out the reply you want to go out, hence getting that lead, a response immediately, which we know time kills everything. Too much time kills the deal. And so the time saving, which is amazing. Are you using this to create marketing or video? Like, are you using AI besides task management and productivity efficiencies and things you're doing like on tasks? What other ways are you using? Like, are you taking pictures? I know your glasses, you can take pictures from your glasses. You can respond to email. Let's talk about the glasses, actually. Tell us what they are, if you wouldn't mind. Pretend someone knows nothing about these glasses, what they're called, how they work, how much they are, and then what you do with them, because it's so amazing.
Yeah. So I decided to try out the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So they come in, I'm not a huge brown fan. They only come in this brown charging case, and there's no other option, but you have to have it because this is how you charge them.
They have to charge, yeah.
Yeah, they have to charge. But they are Ray-Bans. I did the transition glasses, so they transition into sunglasses so that when you're outside, like they are right now, they're starting to transition into sunglasses. But when I go inside, they just look like regular glasses. They have 2 cameras on each side. I can hear whether I get a text message in. It will play through the back here, so I can hear it. I can respond to it. I can take phone calls through it. I can do all of that right through the glasses. What's really nice is when I'm walking through a listing, if I see something and I want to go back to it, I can literally just click right here and take a little picture so that then I can say to the seller later, like, okay, hey, I saw this when we were walking through. This is something that you may want to take an item and fix. This is an issue. This is something that needs to be done. And you don't have to interrupt them in the moment. You have that picture then that then you can refer back to. They take amazing photos. Really surprised with, their glasses, but take amazing photos. Absolutely love them. Have had them for, I'd say maybe 3 weeks now. They were an early birthday present. Absolutely love them. Would highly recommend anybody who is thinking about them and has been on the fence getting them, get them. And for $380, so worth it.
Oh my gosh. And so how does it connect? There's obviously an app to your phone or something. So explain how that works. Is it just the pictures go straight to the app?
Yep. You just keep the Meta app open on your phone. It just runs in the background on your phone, and it just links through to the Meta app as the day happens. And then it saves them through.
That's amazing.
So like I went to a Broker's Open the other day, and this is a picture from the Broker's Open.
Okay.
Like it takes such great photos.
Yeah, it's that's from your glasses. That's insane. So they're Meta glasses. Ray-Ban offers them for $380.
Yep. You can also do Oakley if you prefer Oakley. They are a little more expensive. I want to say they're like $460 or $470.
Okay. And the app, is there a cost to the app or a monthly fee for the app?
Nope. No.
And so it's a one-time purchase. And then I heard you say you can just walk around, take a picture when you want. Can you hit a button and take notes and transcribe notes into something from, like, it's got a microphone in it. So
you can say, hey, Meta, can you remind me XYZ? And it will do that. You can do live translation. So I was having a seller ask me to be present for delivery of a stove and refrigerator for them while they were on vacation. And the delivery people were speaking Spanish. So I wanted to just know what was being said. So I had it translate Spanish to English while I was standing there so I could hear what they were saying. So the whole time I could understand what they were saying because I don't speak Spanish.
That's really cool. Translation as well as, taking the photos, taking notes, responding to texts, taking a phone call, everybody. Like, so instead of wearing, AirPods, you can just, and what is it going in? That's right here, the speaker?
Yeah, it's like, it's right at the back. It's right here.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Did you buy those at a store? Or did you buy them online or?
I bought them from Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Of course. That is so
everything.
Cool. So what a time saver. We started out saying, you were using ChatGPT to and every agent out there is like, I just want to use ChatGPT to write my broker remarks or make a brochure. AI is going this is every week something new. So if you're just using this for broker remarks, you gotta really open up and hit the gas and go full throttle with understanding. And one of the things you said that I think was really cool is you started asking AI, how can I use you better? Like, what do I need to do? I asked it one time, specific personal things about something. I was trying to make a decision. It's a funny one about whether I should run on the west side of Cleveland or the east side. And the east side has more hills. And it's, I wanted to know the weather difference because there's a big difference in Cleveland and the weather on the west side. It's usually warmer, sunnier. It's on the lake. It's flatter, but that means it's more windy. And it gave me everything, including the UV, and it made recommendations, pros and cons. Like, I just did it to be funny. And it literally gave me the right advice. Like, I was like, this is so cool. Now, taking that into, role playing, how to respond to some text messages or emails that I've heard agents use it for. But you need to get into AI because here's what's happening. If you're not doing video, you're going to be replaced by agents who are doing video. If you're not using AI, you're going to be replaced by agents who are using AI. You're not going to be replaced by a vending machine. I don't think we're going to be selling houses out of a vending machine ever, or even a laptop out of a website. Most people don't know Expedia, founded Zillow. And so the exact same method of saying, okay, let's, people will spend X $1,000 to book a trip. They're not going to buy a house just off of a website. Now, that was 20 some years ago. And we saw that we're still here. So when I got licensed, everyone said, oh, we're going to be replaced. We're not, actually. And what I love is, it's very human. In fact, I remember, I used to call her Aunt Helen, but Helen Hanna said it best. She said that they only need us for what we say. Like, we have to add value. And so they need the guidance, the expertise that we bring, that you bring. But if you're not using AI and you're scared of it, that's a mistake. Nick, what advice can you give to people that are just scared of it? They don't know what to do. Maybe they feel like they've missed the mark. I don't know. They're saying, I don't even know where to begin. What three things can you tell them to jump into and start doing that would help them?
I think, so it's not the pet rock. It's not going away. It's not going to be a fad. It's not going to take over the universe. It's not iRobot. So we don't have to worry about that. And it's not going to take your job. So it's only as good as the information you give it, though. So it's only as smart as you make it. And you have to be very careful with what you feed it. So you have to dive in and you have to use it little by little. So even if it's just having it start with your property descriptions and having it fluff them up. And then you go into, okay, now you wanted to have it help you with your emails. And then have it help you with your text messages. And then have it help you with, role playing. And then just add a little bit of something every single week. Make a calendar. Add a little something every single week. Because if not, you are going to get left in the dust. You are going to find other people being more productive, having more done, because, I don't even take notes anymore. I take no notes. When I am sitting in a meeting, when I am sitting in a buyer intake, when I'm sitting at a listing appointment, I no longer take any notes. I take no notebook, no pencil, I used to take my iPad. That's how I used to be ahead of the curve and write with my Apple Pencil. I don't even take that anymore. I take this or I take this. And that's what I take. So I can focus on my seller or buyer. That is what I take. Because now when I get back, I've got seamless notes that are going to be better than what you're ever going to take with paper and pencil. Yeah. And now my seller's going to be, or my buyer's going to be 10 times more impressed than they were ever with you. And both are AI.
So tell me about those devices. I know when I met you, I saw the one that was on the back of your phone. I don't think I know what the one on your, what is that?
So this one's also Plaudio. So this is the pin. You can wear this as a necklace. It has the little holes on the top where you can do the necklace. You can attach it to the little clip, which I put on my watch.
Okay.
Or it comes on a bracelet, but I have fat wrists and it will never fit, where you can put it on your, it would fit your wrist very nicely, where it would actually fit just on the bracelet. But it's a pin, and it's the exact same thing as this that goes on the back of your phone. You tap it, it records your notes, and boom, you've got seamless AI taken notes. They are flawless. I have never had an issue. And they are better notes that I can copy paste into my CRM. And let me tell you, I have actually had buyers and sellers call me back and go, hey, can you send me a copy of those notes? Because I actually forgot what we talked about.
And, it weeds out some of the general chatting, which I love. It weeds out. It's not going to say, hey, I went to Cedar Point this weekend, because it knows it's not relevant. You know what I mean? Like, it'll say, it'll summarize action items. It summarizes the conversation. No better note-taking device. I agree with you. And I use Fixer AI for this. And when I bought the Fixer AI, it was because the notes that I received from a meeting that I had with someone who used it were so spot on that I looked at that and said, what is this product? You called it, is it Plaudio?
Plaudio. And I didn't even start with that. I actually started with this one. So I got this off Amazon. It's a little dictaphone, but it transcribes right on the screen into text. But what I hated was I had to take the little SD card out, then put it into the computer. Then I had to copy the notes over. What I loved about this was it Bluetooth straight to my phone. Then I could copy paste straight to the computer. It was more seamless. So this one's more expensive. This, I think I paid $158 for this, $158 for this, and then I pay $280 some a year for the app. So there is a subscription fee for that. This I paid $85 for on Amazon, no subscription fee. So there's an option for everybody. So anybody can afford these options. There's an option out there for everybody. There truly is.
And again, how many years ago I remember coaching agents to use an iPad for their presentation in 2005, and everyone thought I was nuts. And I'll tell you what, you just said it. You go in, you've got the iPad mini or the iPad Pro, you're taking notes with a pencil. That's a thing of the past. This is now the state of the art, but most importantly, time saving. You don't have paper notes. You're copying and pasting this right into your CRM that I know most of you can't stand using, but you need to use. And so I threw that in there. And the thing is that what a better conversation, record summary, really, like when you have a difficult conversation with a seller about their repairs or and now you have it in writing. I mean, to protect yourself, not just to protect and be like have the data, but like you have a really memorialized conversation that now you could, if you need to or want to, copy and paste that into an email to say, look, this is what we discussed. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Boom, send that. Done. I didn't have to sit there. And so if I want to just dictate something into that, just like I do now with like my phone, and I dictate it and then I copy and paste it. I could do that in there.
Yep.
I heard you say it's about $158 per item.
Yes. So okay. I paid $158 for the note, and I paid $158 for the pen.
And the note is it magnetic and attaches to your phone, or?
Yep. Just goes right on the back.
So cool.
Like your wallet does.
Yeah. And I think, we've learned so much in this, like, oh God, we're at 30 minutes. We haven't even, jeez. Wow. I want the glasses. I want the note taker. Guys, if you're listening to this.
Oh, well, I have one more to throw at you that is really about to blow your mind.
Go for it.
So I have a new lovely treat that was dropped in my lap that will probably put people out of a job. This one probably will, actually. And it is called Tracker RE.
Okay, tell us about it.
It is an online transaction management site that you upload your transaction into, your agreement of sale. AI will read your contract and put together the timeline of all of your contingencies. Your client gets their own login so that then they get to see this nice, beautiful login. You tell them what color you want it to look like. They brand it to you, $10 a month.
An AI transaction coordinator.
Yes. Now, it's not always perfect. I have to add a few things here and there sometimes because AI still has to learn your contract. But every time I upload, it catches more and more and more because AI gets smarter and smarter and smarter.
$10 a month, and it's Tracker RE. Is that is it an app?
It's spelled Tracker, but the R and E are reversed. So it's Tracker, but it's RE, not ER.
And that is $10 a month.
$10 a month.
Wow! Even if that helped your current team
transaction
trying to put together, people are always trying to. How do I systematize and checklist and paper checklists? Please are a thing of the past. They should be. All of this can be done for you. What a way to leverage your time, create a better, more valuable experience for your clients.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Everything we're talking about is adding more value, creating more leverage for you. Are all of your team members using this the way you are, or are you kind of like so share with me how you've got your team using this and how do they maximize it?
So a lot of these have team functionality. So Sintra has it, Tracker has it, Claudio has it. So I held the master account, and then they all have their own logins. So everything that I put in the primary account, they all have access to. So when they go in and they're doing their stuff, it's pulling from my master brain, which is scary because you don't want to be in there. It's a little jumbled.
Well,
it's a scary place.
No, I agree, my own. But so everybody gets to use Sintra. And then do they each have their own account, or how does that work? Do they have their own one assistant, or do they get access to all of them?
They all get their 12. They all get their 12.
Wow.
Yep. And they all get your login.
That's unbelievable. And, I love what you said about this isn't a fad. It's not the pet rock. It's not going away. This isn't a thing of 2025. And, the adoption rate, when you look at how long it took, which was not long for people to adapt to a cell phone, an iPhone or an Android phone, the adoption of TV, the adoption of all the technology that's happened over the last 50 to 100 years, the AI, every mastermind I go to monthly, every weekly, if I'm on hearing things, and I've been to a few this in the last even 6 weeks, the programs that are out there are just amazing. Do you have and how quickly this is not, the adoption rate, and it's like 1,000 times faster than what we're used to. So getting on the bus today, starting now, do not be scared of it. Do not think this is some robot. I like how you said that. I also realized that it's not taking your job. It's actually making your job easier and more productive. And I think that's the takeaway that any agent of today needs to realize, like, leverage this and use it. What else are they missing? Like, there are products out there like Typeset and Gamma. I feel like Typeset is Canva on steroids. Have you ever used Typeset?
I have not actually. No.
Okay.
I use AI Home Design.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Canva, but it's all around virtual staging, doing the AI data dusk, item removing, AI enhancing, AI interior designing, AI virtual furniture restyle, all around the photos. And I think I pay, I don't even know. I actually pulled it up because it's so minuscule. I don't even think I pay $25 a month. It's that minuscule. I don't even think about
AI
it.
home design. I know it's so less. It's just so when you go out and you do, because we talked about this when I met you, you do all your home staging with AI. Do people? Everyone always says to me, "Oh, how can I do that?" Then they see the house and it doesn't look like that. How does that work when you stage it with AI and you change the paint or you change the colors, you change the furniture, and then they go see the real thing? Tell us how that is. That an effect? Does that have a negative effect at all? Or obviously not. You're doing this, so
So what I do is I always put the picture of what the room really looks like first, and then I put the picture of what it could look like after. And I put this as a AI rendering of what the room could look like, so that people can get an idea of what it could look like. Because some people are, and this isn't an insult, it's just very true. Some people get very simple minded and put the blinders on and just see that and they can't get past it. So I like to open them up to new horizons.
I think the stat I remember is only 10% of people can actually envision a room looking different than what it actually looks like, which I learned that in a staging class years ago. I'd have to go check to see if that's still right. But 10 or 20% of the buyers that can visually see something look different. I'm in that group. I'm not an art side minded brain person. I would love to see that because you now can say, oh, can be done very easily. Buyers have this thing called the perceived cost of what things will cost them. And it's always about 5 times higher than it really is. And I think what you're able to do is remove objections by showing, here's what it is today, here's what it can look like very easily. And I love that you say that in the marketing, because everyone always jumps to the conclusion that, oh, well, it's not going to look that way when they show up. You're doing both. And that's the absolute greatest answer I've heard. While we are wrapping up here, I would love to know your thoughts on the future of AI in real estate. Do you have any ideas you've read about, things you already know are coming that will help our industry or that you foresee happening in the next 12 months or beyond?
I definitely foresee that we're going to continue to go further with AI. One of the things that I think that we are going to see a more push for is going to be the AI answering systems, to where when a call comes in, instead of it being a live person answering, whether it's Zillow or Realtor.com or even our brokerage lines, it's going to be a AI answering system. And as that call's answered, it sounds like a real person, like you or I talking right now. And as those questions get answered, then it gets offloaded to that right person automatically, instead of somebody having to sit there. And during the weekend when nobody is sitting there, it can then get offloaded to the right individual. So I definitely foresee us heading that direction, as some businesses already have. So I can definitely foresee us heading that direction.
Yeah, I was at an AI with the Zillow killer guy, James, and his by the way, his AI assistant was speaking to us in a British accent and knew everything about him, and it was amazing to hear her talk like they were having a conversation. We are going to see, I agree with you, the AI. I can actually already now take my voice. You can take your voice and create content and have my picture with my voice, or read it, and no one's going to know that it wasn't me, which is a little bit scary. But also, you said put the content on, or feed it information, and what you feed it is going to just make it that much better. I was teaching a class on this, and I told these agents, I said, look, put something in there personal about your personal interests and see what it gives you. Put in, like, people are like, should I give it? I said, it's Google, but not. It's beyond Google. Okay. It's if Google turned into an artificial person, like Siri became a person, or like we're used to talking to Siri. And I always said, like, even Siri was supposed to be sort of the first step into this. And you look at even Facebook and the emojis and the things that they have in Apple that are like, those avatars are the future. That's why they're in there right now. And people are just kind of tuning into that and realizing what that is. What would you tell agents that have been licensed a long time? I know you said before, don't be afraid of it, jump in, do it. But anyone can learn this at any age is what I'm trying to say. And I know we were just at that event. We had people on a panel. One of the top agents in your marketplace was on that panel, and she was sharing ideas. And she's been doing this 36 years, and she's on the panel. So if you have somebody who's listening today who's like, I'm never going to catch up to this, that is not true. Actually, would you dispel that belief? Because I think it's actually quite the opposite. I think it's like when the sort of like my parents' generation figured out Facebook, right? And they were like, oh my God, I love this. And then everybody, it seemed like over 55, over 65 agent or population said, I'm getting on these platforms. So how can someone who's been licensed 30 plus years get into this? I don't have to be a millennial. I don't have to be 22. I don't have to be whatever. What advice do you give them?
So my real estate mom, who will be 80 in the next couple of years, already uses AI to help write her property descriptions. So if she can do it, anybody can. And she's not computer inept at all. So
that's awesome.
Anybody can do it. It's just, you've got to give it a shot. Start at the basic. Use a copy paste. Write your description out. Then go into AI and go, hey, I would like you to do XYZ with this. Paste it in and hit enter. And then it will populate out what you just asked it to do with what you wrote.
Yeah. And then I think that starts the excitement, because once you do it once, you're so blown away that you're like, what else can I ask this? So what a great session. I absolutely loved having you on today. You are just like so much, first of all, energy, positivity. I love having you here today. And the information you just shared is literally gold. It's fire. It's unreal. This is like, you got to implement something here that Nick has shared with you. How can people get a hold of you? I know we're going to put that in the episode links below, but give us your Instagram and how they can get in touch with you directly.
So everything is the Nicholas Fegley team on Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on the website, thenicholasfegleyteam.com. So yeah, just look us up.
Awesome. And send all your referrals to Harrisburg, to the Nicholas Fegley team. And I'll tell you what, we are going to have you back on, and again, because I know this is only going to continue with your experience and what you're doing. And I just wish you the best. Congratulations on all of your success. And if you are tuning in right now, this is Sherri Johnson on the Sherri Johnson podcast show. I'm so glad you were here. Take a minute, take your notes, make notes off the notes. If you had aha moments, great. If you have action items, please put them into action. That's what this is all about. Take this stuff, go out, make it a great day, get a new listing, get a new sale, increase your leverage of time by using AI and some of the tips and unbelievable strategies and products you just heard on today's show. Nick, thanks again for being here. And everybody, will see you next time on the Sherri Johnson Show. I'm Sherri. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Sherri Johnson Show. If today's episode gave you a breakthrough or an aha moment, please take action. And don't forget, you can grab your free download of the Sherri Johnson Goldmine Pipeline in the link below. and start seeing results right away. Want even more personalized support? Book a free strategy call with our team or check out our coaching program starting at just $49 a month at sherryjohnson.com. Remember, it takes 5 contacts to get a yes, but with the right strategy, you can get there faster. Let's turn your potential into profits. I'm Sherri Johnson, and I'll see you next week.